If you've been watching the other videos on breathing, just a couple of those so far, you're ready for this one. Now I want to take us back a little bit. Who doesn't want to sing better? I've been there, you've been there. Maybe you feel like, I'm never going to be able to sing better. You love singing, but you tire out real quickly. You can't sing with the power you would like to sing with. You can't get the range you would like to get. You cannot sustain long notes the way you would like to. This technique, breathing, there's a breathing technique to singing. It's not like you got to think about how to breathe on everyday walk of life, but there is a technique to breathing correctly as a singer. And I'm going to be very honest with you, it will cover about 90 to 95% of singing problems. When we talk about creating tone and a beautiful sound, yes, that's something different we work with. But to be able to sing long and strong without tiring out and having the kind of energy that you desire to have as a singer and need to have as a singer if you're going to be in front of people, breathing is where it's at. So that's why I'm spending some extra sessions on breathing. So you want to be a better singer, be a better breather. All right? So we've already talked about the proper intake. When I use the mouth to take a breath, I need to open my mouth. All right? And it's not as though I'm gasping for air. But when I want to fill up my lungs, I have to take a good size breath by the use of my mouth. All right, when I do that, my stomach expands. We've already gone over this because my mind has trained my body to understand this concept that, yes, I fill my lungs with air, but as my lungs expand, it pushes the diaphragm down, which causes those costal muscles to be pushed down and the stomach expands. And now the reverse starts to happen as I push the air back out. And that's where I want to go over these next few sessions is how do you do that? What do you do to get rid of the air and how do you do it in a tempered fashion so you're not getting rid of all of the air at once and you're not left with air still in your lungs, really, that you want to get out over the vocal cords when you're done singing a long phrase or a short phrase. Proper use of this breath will cause your sound to develop more and more. You will feel as though you are in control of what you're trying to do as a singer. So as a reminder, I take the breath, my stomach expands because of those the dynamics of what I just told you was happening physiologically. I have to train my body to do what I want it to do in this region when I take a breath, rather than me taking a breath and my chest expands and my shoulders kind of go up. That's the wrong way. All right? The right way is the stomach expands and the shoulders stay still. The lungs are still full of air. Now I begin to push that air back out. I'm going to introduce you to what is called the J motion. And you may have already heard about this from me in previous episodes, but I'm going to try and really drill down to getting this correct. And in time, you'll start to understand. This is just a visual. How do I get that air out? I push the air in. If this were my stomach, it goes in and up. It's a J motion rather than just straight in or straight up. It's not an I motion, and it's not a, I don't even know what letter that would be. I don't think that is a letter. It's not this motion either. It's in and up. Because I want to get these costal muscles, those muscles that are below the diaphragm, to begin to work in concert and then push that diaphragm kind of expands. It gets some pressure against it because of those muscles, and that pushes up against the lungs, and the lungs now allow that air to flow out over the vocal cords and out of the mouth. So as I take that breath, and I'm going to just cup my hands below my belly button about 2 or 3 inches. So I take that breath and I should feel an expansion there. Remember, I'm not the in-shape person, so you could probably see my stomach move. And now as I push in and up. Remember that As I take a proper breath, the stomach expands, and as I push the breath out, the chest expands. All right? Now, I want to get my mind to train my body to do this. I'm not going to stand with my hands like this and constantly have this motion going on. So when we talk about that J motion, it's slow. You're pushing in, low, down near the pelvis, low, pushing in and up, and that air comes out. This is a proper tension working in your body. When I tell singers, take a breath, and they understand this concept and they get a good breath, I don't want that air to all just go back out. Too quick, way too quick. If I've got a long phrase that I need to sing without a breath, I have to control the duration of pushing that air in, up, and out. I have to do this by athletic training, very similar to lifting weights or running and getting your body in shape. You know what you need to do with your body to better produce the results that you want to produce. So my mind now understands when I take that breath, instead of my hands being down here and pushing it in, I'm doing that because of what I have got my mind to share with the rest of my body. Do this when you take a breath, and do this when I let the breath go. My mind is controlling that. I have a thinking process. I can use it, but it is a training process as well.